Hey quilters, welcome to AccuQuilt Live. I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's Cutting Expert. Thanks for joining us on this, it's very cold Wednesday in Nebraska. It was in the negative digits when I went to the gym this morning. But Emily's in the house, how are you?
I'm here.
She's got her scarf on because Joe said she could wear it because she was cold.
I got special permission.
Yep, from our producer, it's all good. Okay, did you watch our dye launch yesterday?
I did, it was so much fun.
Wasn't it so much fun? Which dye was your favorite?
Okay, I was honestly partial to the peace sign a little bit, just because I went through like this huge Beatles phase for a little while, and like wore all the peace sign jewelry and all the necklaces, and like was just so so that was just brought back nostalgia for me. Yeah,
it was a super fun show. And we'll talk about those dyes today because you can still get that bundle, right?
Yeah, you sure can.
And Shamrock bundle.
Yes, absolutely.
We're using it today.
Yeah, so excited.
All right, where is everybody watching it from? Okay, Karen from Walnut Creek, California says it's 36 degrees there, burr. It was -7 when I got up this morning. So I think it's probably 3 right now.
Something like that,
so something like that. And Ann is watching from Elizabethtown, Kentucky. We're glad that you're all here.
Hello, hello.
All right, here are some new projects from our countdown video. First, okay, wait till you see this one, Emily. Ooh. It is this beautiful patriotic quilt from Barb of Bejeweled Quilts. We found this on Instagram. So look at how beautiful this is.
Oh my gosh, I love those colors, and it's so scrappy and fun.
And it's the same block.
Is that the Ohio or the Hunter Star?
It's the Ohio Star.
Ohio
Good
Star.
job.
Yes.
Yeah. You can make an Ohio Star with every cube, shapes 1 and 4. So I love the fact that it's the same block, different colorways, makes it look completely different.
Love it. And the
Freedom
Freedom ring.
What size is that? It's a 9 patch, right? So if you use your 8-inch cube, it's a 12-inch block. Next up, we have Jenny H, and she made pickled dishes. Okay, Jenny, first of all, I love the colors in this. Does it not look like just springtime and Mardi Gras? And I love the dots.
It gives like so much movement and dimension, and oh my gosh, this is so fun. Well done, Jenny.
Good job, Jenny. All right, Wendy K made this super cute Sea Life medley project. So again, we have that Storm at Sea, Sea Life medley. Look at how pretty this is.
Yeah.
And I love her scrappy border on the side. It just added some width to the quilt. Super cute. Okay, Jackie R made this super funny tea towel. Look at this. Oh, we should make this for our friend Lynn Gibney because she loves cows.
Absolutely.
So this is our new Farm Animals medley die. It is our, what month is this? February die to try. It's only available from AccuQuilt.com. Make sure you pick one up today. Last is Pumpkin Bush Quilts on Instagram. And she made, this is one of our free patterns at AccuQuilt.com. It's her Farm Animals medley wall hanging. And I love this project because of the cute border. But do you see the quilting in there?
Oh my gosh, is that a milk jug?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Oh my gosh.
I believe it is. Super cute. All right, don't forget to share your projects with us so you can be part of our video. February's die to try is the Go Farm Animals medley die. It's only available from AccuQuilt.com. We launched it a few weeks ago. We have some really, really fun projects that are free patterns available at AccuQuilt.com. And what's the price of this Farm Animal medley die? Do you know off the top of your head?
Yeah, $69.99.
Perfect, perfect. So pick one up today. They're really fun. All right, quilters, we are getting ready for St. Patrick's Day, and we're going to show you how to make the blocks from the Go Treasures of Gold wall hanging. It is the quilt that is hanging behind me. So look at how fun this is. So it's a really simple pattern. It's a free pattern available from AccuQuilt.com, and it uses our brand new Shamrock die and the horseshoe from the Go Western medley die. All right, so here is my photo of the day in honor of St. Patrick's Day. Okay, Lucky Charms, hands down my all-time favorite sugared cereal. Forever, since I was a little kid, it was the best. And when I traveled, I went to New Hampshire, and there's a store in New Hampshire where you can just buy the marshmallows.
Seriously?
Seriously, I bought bags of marshmallows. It was great. Okay, so the question of the day in the comment section, we want you to type in, what is your favorite breakfast cereal? So here in the studio, all the guys, they love Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Frosted Flakes. I was getting there. But you said you did like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, though. Okay. And then off-site, we have Morgan Fruity Pebbles, which does not surprise me at all. And Lauren said hers were Honey Nut Cheerios. What's your favorite sugared cereal? Breakfast cereal.
Okay, I'm between, I love Reese's Puffs.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like marinating on this for a second, and I remembered Rice Krispies Treats cereal. I don't think this was a thing for very long. If it
even
was,
remember Rice Krispie Treats.
they were so hard to find, but they were literally little chunks of Rice Krispie Treats that you could, oh my God, it was amazing.
Okay, so in the comments section today, quilters, we want to know, what is your favorite breakfast cereal? And it's Wednesday, of course, we have a promo for you today. We're going to give you 30% off dies and bundles. You want to use that code SPRING35 at checkout. Plus, we're going to give you free shipping to the contiguous U.S. if your order exceeds $100. So a great time to kind of stock up on some of those applique dies. It's National Embroidery Month, so we have tons of those kinds of dies. All right, so today I'm going to give away one of our Go Shamrock dies. Be sure and register for future events on the AccuQuilt event page for your chance to win. By registering, you're going to receive event emails, and that way you're never going to miss anything that's exciting that's coming up. And Emily will announce the winner of our registered viewer at the end of today's show for the Shamrock die. Okay, so let's talk about our new die. So this is our new Shamrock die. It is an applique shape. It comes on a 6x6 die board, so it's going to fit through all of your Go cutters, including that Go Me. Make sure you're using a 6x6 cutting mat. Now this die is perfect for embellishing table runners, wall hangings, tote bags, and more. Think about all those projects that need just an extra little bit of luck. Now this is an applique shape, so it has a free embroidery download. I have a couple of samples here. So these are free embroidery downloads at AccuQuilt.com. So here is our little blanket stitch and our motif stitch. It also comes with a satin stitch. We also, because it's National Embroidery Month, just stay right there, Brock, you're good. We have all of our for purchase applique embroidery files on sale. They're 15% off. So here's some really fun ones by our good friends from V-Stitch. And look at this one, it has little hearts in it. I know, isn't that one so cute?
So cute.
And then here's cute little shamrocks.
Cute fabric.
And remember, this is a directional shape, so depending on which way you want the stem to go, you're either going to put your fabric down or face it up.
Sure.
So look at this one, Emily, you're going to love this.
Oh,
I know, isn't that so cute? Okay, and while you're using that save or Spring 35 code, look, here is our gnome and our gnomesses. Again, these are for purchase. They're 15% off.
and that gnome's only $25.99 today.
Our gnomes?
That die with that 35%.
Get a gnome, folks. If you don't have gnomes, we make gnomes all year round. There are spring gnomes and garden gnomes and shamrock gnomes. Look at this one. And then the cute car, Emily. I know, look at how cute this is. It has a pot of gold in the window. So this is also part of our Spring 35. Okay? And National Embroidery Month, you should be buying those for purchase embroidery files. Absolutely. Now, if you don't have an embroidery file, no worries. You could use Raj quilting, you could use a decorative stitch from your domestic machine, you could just do all over quilting. All right?
And Pam, do you know off the top of your head which size embroidery hoop you'd need for that shamrock?
Yes, so on ours we can use the small embroidery file.
Perfect.
Okay, but it's interesting because like the cute car, I think we have to use the medium size one.
Okay.
Because it actually embroiders this way. Look, the license plates say Lucky.
Love that.
So cute. Okay. Now we can always cut 6 layers of cotton fabric, but for applique shapes, you want to pre-fuse your fabric like I had here. All right. And we're just going to cut a little shamrock today for our project. So remember, you want to have a 6x6 die board. Or a 6x6 mat. You don't want to use your bigger mat because as it goes through, it's gonna shimmy. All right, so I'm gonna run it through my Go Big.
I love that. We've got some, Judy, it looks like we've got some agreements about sugared cereals. Pam.
Okay, I wanna hear it because we're also gonna talk about shamrocks, or horseshoes. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, Judy loves sugar frosted flakes just as much as Brock.
There you go, Brock. you have a friend there.
You have an ally.
There you go. What else?
Mavis loves frosted flakes as well. Kathy loves bunches of oats.
Honey bunches of oats
Honey
with
bunches of
almonds.
oats. Yum.
It's
yes.
a top 5 favorite at the Hellers.
Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about this. Vicky says Trix.
Oh yeah.
Classic.
Trix to me had too many colors. Too many colors.
Sure.
But Fruit Loops, right?
Yes.
All the days of Fruit Loops.
Classic.
All right. All right, so here's our little shamrock that we cut. All right, look how cute he is. You also, for this project, need the horseshoe from the Western Medley die. And I've already cut a little horseshoe. But again, this is an applique die, so I just want to show you real quick some of the for purchase ones that you can get. So it has a boot. So look, the boot has the little stars and the little stirrup. Is that what those are called? No. Those
the
are
boot straps. Yeah.
There we go. Pull up your boot straps. This one actually is my favorite because it's pink. Okay? And these are all for purchase as well. And then this one is so fun for the horseshoe because it says good luck.
Oh, that's perfect for
So look at how fun this is. So these would be really cute to put on your project for today. Look, here we go. It has little horseshoes. Emily, do you know how to ride horses?
I surely do.
I surely do as well.
That's so much fun. I miss those days.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have the horse, of course, Mr. Ed. We should call him that. Look at this. So this one has a mane and little bows. These are from our good friends at V-Stitch. Marjorie Busby also has some embroidery files for our little cute car. Look at how fun these are. This was Erica's because it was purple.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here's my all-time favorite. For $5, actually it's 15% off, so whatever that is. You can download the embroidery file and turn that horse into a unicorn. I made a whole quilt for Oakley using the tumbler shape and unicorns. Okay? All right, so now we have all of our shapes cut. I have cut some horseshoes and some shamrocks. And before we get started, be sure and join Eric and I tomorrow. We have a special event on February 24th at 12 noon Central Time for the first of a 2-part series called On the Go QuiltCon in Phoenix, Arizona. So for those of you who are not familiar with QuiltCon, it's the Modern Quilt Guild show, or the Modern Quilt show every year. And we have a 2-part series, Thursday and Friday. Both we have shows at 12 noon Central Time. And we're going to be sharing quilts from the show and talking to some of our go-getters who went to attendance. It's going to be tons of fun. Make sure you register for the show in our website events page for the chance to win door prizes. So Thursday and Friday, you get me all week. All right? All right, so now let's cut some shapes from our cubes. We need 2 different sizes of cubes. So while I grab this one, Emily, tell us what kind of cereal people are eating.
Absolutely. Yeah, Marco said Cinnamon Toast Crunch on vanilla ice cream.
Oh, there you go, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like a whole new world.
Hands down.
Okay, Christy and I are on the same wavelength. She likes Rice Krispies. So we're on, yes. And Sandra, frosted shredded wheat, a little healthier.
Oh, little mini frosted mini wheats.
I love those. Those are so yummy.
I can do shredded wheat if it has frosting.
A little bit of frosting, yeah, exactly. That's my kind of health cereal right there.
Yeah, it's all good. All right, don't forget to tell us in the comments. All right, so today you're going to need 2 sizes of cubes. You need the 8-inch cube and the 12-inch cube. So let's just take a look at the 8-inch cube real quick and go through the shapes in the cube. Remember, we have 6 different sizes of cubes, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, and 12. The shapes are the same in every cube. They're just different sizes. So you're going to pull the skinny one out first because that's going to save you from breaking a nail. Inside, we have a pattern book and a mat. That's a big question quilters ask all the time. When I get a cube, what size mats do I need? And the answer is they come with the mats that you need, okay? All right, and we're gonna pull out our 8 shapes.
Love the 8-inch cube.
Oh, it comes in our Ready, Set, Go, which I think is on sale, right? $150 off?
Yep, if you use the code CUT150 today, you can get $150 off the Ready, Set, Go.
Which is perfect because it has the 8-inch cube and our manual Go machine and a 2.5-inch strip die. So if you're new to AccuQuilt and you're thinking, oh, how should I start? That Ready, Set, Go is the perfect way to start.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk about our cube. So a cube has 8 geometric shapes. The shapes are the same in every cube. Notice how we've stored our dies. They need to stack like books on a shelf. You don't want to lay them one on top of each other. The weight of the dies on top will damage the blades of the dies on bottom. The dies never need sharpening. Those blades never need sharpening. What's going to be replaced is your cutting mat, okay? Thousands of cuts out of your dies, hundreds out of your cutting mat. So the cube system is based on a 4-patch system. So shape number 1 in every cube is a square. 4 of these sewn together equals an 8-inch finished block. So in your quilting head, don't think, oh, I'm getting an 8-inch cube, it's gonna cut 8-inch blocks. No, there's some sewing involved, okay? So once you've determined that, then all the other shapes are going to equal shape number 1. So shape number 2 are actually smaller squares. There are 4 on the die board. Okay, they cut 2.5 inches, so they finish to 2 inches. And this is the die that I'm gonna need for today's project, so I'm gonna pull it out. Shape number 3 in every cube are half square triangles, big half square triangles. The thing that I love about our cube system is we've built in that 1/4-inch seam allowance, and for our triangles, we've already cut off the dog ears. So AccuQuilt is 90% faster than rotary cutters or scissors, but also in addition to that cutting, then you don't have to trim those dog ears off. Okay, and shape number 4 in every single cube are 1/4 square triangles. 4 on this die board, so keep in mind the fact that sometimes quilters, we have multiple shapes on a die. All right, so those are the first 4 shapes. I'm gonna move this over here. And shape number 5 in every single cube are smaller half square triangles. So we have big squares and little squares, big half square triangles and little half square triangles. This die is actually the workhorse of our cube system. It's gonna allow other shapes to become new shapes. For example, shape number 6 in every cube is not just a square, but it's a square on point. So the shape that you need on all the sides of this square to equal shape number 1 is shape number 5. So you would need a total of 4 half square triangles around the edge. Then shape number 7, I think about this die often since I was trying to lay pieces out the other day and it took me a hot minute. This is a parallelogram. And this is what we call a directional shape. So depending on which way you want your parallelograms to face, you're either gonna have all the fabric facing up or down, or maybe you're gonna fan fold it depending on the pattern. So I'm gonna tell you, if you ever make a block that has a parallelogram, you wanna make sure you make a test block. Shape number 5 is gonna be added right here to the outside to equal a rectangle. And speaking of rectangles, shape number 8 in every cube are rectangles. In this case, there are 2 on the die board, okay? So those are the 8 shapes in every cube. We have tons of videos on our website on how to use the cube system. So if you need some help, you can, okay? All right, so the question we need to ask is, why is AccuQuilt Fabric Cutter better than rotary cutting? Okay, so first of all, let's think about those shamrock shapes, right? How difficult those would be to cut by hand. It'd take you so long, but AccuQuilt, not only does it cut them fast, but it's accurate every single time. Also, our geometric shapes have those 1/4-inch seam allowance built in. You can do up to 6 layers of cotton. It's just gonna be so much faster. And that allows you to do what you wanna do, which is the sewing part, okay? Don't forget our promo today. We're gonna use Spring 35. We're gonna 35% off dies and bundles, plus free shipping if your order exceeds $100 to the contiguous US. All right, Emily, before I cut, tell us, what are people loving for breakfast cereal?
Absolutely. So we have, let's see. Sandra loves frosted shredded wheat.
Okay.
Donette loves Captain Crunch.
Oh, we talked about Captain Crunch. I love Captain Crunch if you can get all berries.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
So good. Kim says hello from Custer. Favorite cereal is Kix.
Oh.
I love Kix
I haven't
cereal.
heard of that in a long, long time.
I know. What about Berry Berry Kix? Do you remember that one?
Yes, I remember Berry Berry Kix.
Loved Berry Kix.
Count Chocula.
Oh my gosh. Tammy says Sugar Smacks.
Oh, Sugar Smacks are way from when I was a kid.
I always loved the mascot, the frog.
Oh, yeah.
It was so fun.
Look at us reminiscing here.
So much fun.
All right.
And we had a question as well.
Okay, go ahead.
Diane was wondering actually why all of our dies don't come with a cutting mat.
Okay, so Emily, do you want to answer that question?
Yeah, so if every single die came with a cutting mat, you would just have so many cutting mats.
Yeah, you just have dozens and dozens of cutting mats. And your cutting mat's going to last hundreds of cuts, so you want to flip it and turn it and flip it and turn it. And then when it stops cutting cleanly, it's time to get a new mat.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. So we just don't include one with everyone. So just make sure you have the appropriate size of mat. And don't forget, today I'm going to give away one of our Go Shamrock dies. Be sure to register for our future events for the chance to win. And don't forget, registering allows you to get our emails and information about upcoming events. Mm-hmm. All right, so with shape 2, I need to cut, oh, here's my blocks. Look at how fun, it's so hard on the green mat. Let's see here. All right, so here's my blocks that we're gonna need for our little project here. Okay, and this was totally a great scrappy quilt. I just kind of found, notice these are different greens that you can put together, okay? I need the dark green and the light green and then just the yellow, okay? So remember, it's gonna cut 4, and I need 1, 2, 3, 4 of the dark green, 4 of the light green. Here, we're gonna cut some extra. Okay.
And are the gold pieces the end of the rainbow?
Yep. Okay, so quilters, we talk about this all the time. You want to cut on that lengthwise green. So the lengthwise green is nice and tight. So you're going to do the pull test. So that has a lot of stretch. Look. Nice and tight. That's the lengthwise green. The reason you want to cut on the lengthwise green is because as it cuts through the rollers, it's gonna, if it were on the wonky edge, the bias edge, it would pull that fabric and cut it, and then it wouldn't be the right size, okay? So I'm gonna put my cutting mat on top, run it through my Go Big. This is a super, super easy project. All right, give it some love, because boy, is it staticky here today. Okay, we give it love because otherwise the shapes stick to the mat like this. Okay? All right, so we're going to give it some love. And notice how I cut my fabric down. When you're looking at a pattern, it's going to tell you to subcut. Basically, what you're going to do is measure from here to here at 1/4 of an inch and just rough cut with the fabric. It's really easy. Okay? So I'm going to lay out my 9 patch. And we're just going to chain piece it together because it's going to go together super fast. Okay? All right, and we're going to start with the darks and then the lights. All right, Emily, while I'm laying out my block, tell us what kind of cereal folks are eating.
Absolutely. Connie says granola, crunchy and sweet with berries.
Okay, that sounds so healthy.
So good. Nancy is also healthy. She says no sugar on my cereal. She likes Rice Krispies and plain Cheerios.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when I was a little kid growing up, we could not have sugared cereal unless it was Saturday.
Oh, okay. The special treat.
Yeah, it was like, and then we would just eat boxes of it, I'm pretty sure.
I love
I don't know.
Celeste is I'm totally on her page. Cookie Crisp, chocolate chip cookies for breakfast.
Oh, yeah. I forget about those.
I know. I just think of all the fun mascots that came with these cereals.
Yeah.
The howling dog with that one was so much fun.
There you go.
Let's see. Debbie loves Frosted Flakes as well. We're getting quite a few
Tony
votes
the
in
Tiger.
Frosted. Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to chain piece. All right? And chain piecing, one of my favorite things to do because it just allows you to just sew all the pieces together. All right? Thank you for turning my iron on, guys. All right, here we go. All right, and we're just going to sew these together. You're going to see how fast we're going to make these 2 blocks.
So cool.
Okay. All right, so the other thing that quilters ask me a lot is, am I sewing a true 1/4 inch seam or am I sewing a scant 1/4 inch seam? Emily, do you know the answer to that?
I would think a true 1/4 inch seam,
That is
right?
true, yes. That is true. Because we have a 1/4 inch seam allowance built in. Yep. And it really does matter the way you press. So you want to make sure that when you're pressing your shapes, that, okay, why is this one? Hold on here. There we go. I think this one is not the right size. That's okay. There we go. Hang on here. I'm just checking my pieces. I wonder if I'll just do this one. Here we go. We're just going to sew one of our squares together.
Okay.
Yeah, so you want to have that true 1/4 inch seam. Okay. There we
I have
go.
an interesting question from Judy, Pam, and I'm not.
Okay, tell me.
So she's wondering, can I use the parallelogram to make tumbling blocks from the cube?
Can you use the, no, so what you want to use are the diamonds, 60-degree diamonds from the strip die.
Oh, that's right, because diamonds are not parallelograms.
Right,
They are similar,
Right.
they are not the same.
right.
Gotcha.
Okay. Hold on here, I'm just,
Eileen has another interesting question.
okay, go ahead. We have all the days to answer all the questions.
What is your stitch length? Do you know?
Okay, everyone asks me that. And the answer is I got nothing. So what I really need to do is look up my stitch length. I don't know. Oh, here, wait.
I'm not even sure how you measure that.
I
on
think
a
it is
machine.
2.5.
2.5.
That's what it says on my machine. Okay, look at
Love
you
it.
guys knowing that. I can find that. Okay.
Oh, the things we learned. Oh my gosh, Pam, you'll never believe this.
What?
I was at a thrift store the other day.
Yes.
There was a Singer machine from the 60s.
A Singer sewing machine?
Singer sewing machine.
Okay, keep going. I'm going to cut some more squares.
$11.99
For the whole thing?
for the whole thing. It took me everything to walk away from it.
Did you get it?
I almost did. I decided that if I go back this weekend and it's still there, I will rescue it and try to revamp it, because I don't know if it works, but if it does, we could add a Singer sewing machine to the family.
Now, how would you know if it works?
Well,
Are you going to turn it on while
I
you're
guess
there?
I'd have to. Yeah, I think I'd have
I'm
to
just
bring
sewing
in
my
an
block together here as I'm listening to Emily talk about sewing machines.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. When I took a class on how to service.
Is it a
Sally.
featherweight?
Okay, it's not a featherweight. I looked it up and it was like a Singer 384 model.
Okay.
And it looked like it was from like the 1960s, and it's got the biggest, heaviest base. I tried to pick it up. This thing was probably at least 15 pounds.
Really?
Yeah, it was massive. But I mean, I decided, yeah, if I go back this weekend and it's still at the thrift store, I'm going to take it home
You could just rescue
and
it.
try and rescue it. Exactly.
Okay, I love that. Go rescue it. Go make it your friend. It's all good. It's all good.
Well, why not?
I think that's fantastic.
It's fun to be able to. Well, one of the women actually, when I took the class, she had done a very similar thing and just decided, oh, I'm going to bring this machine in on a whim and see if I can, revamp it and bring it back to life. And she did.
Wow.
These machines are just unbelievable.
That's fantastic.
So cool.
Okay, so here I am. I'm just sewing pieces together. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da.
Love it so much.
Here we go. I just need to add these two down here. Here we go.
Ooh, we've got another vote for Captain Crunch in the comments.
Okay, keep going. Yes, as I'm sewing rows together.
Stephanie and Colleen both love Captain Crunch as well. Ooh, I haven't heard this one yet, Pam. Kim likes Honey Nut Checks. I don't think I've
Never in my life heard of honey nut checks.
I haven't either.
Have you?
That'd be what, next time I'm at the store, I'm going to look for it. It sounds like it would be a combination between Cheerios and Chex.
There you go. Okay, so notice I was talking and I got out of whack here, but I'm all back together now. This is what happens. We just get all chatty. Oh, see, and
But
here
look how much you were able to do in like
I know. Well,
2 seconds.
I was thinking about cereal and I sewed the wrong side to this, so I'm just gonna pull it out. No, I think I haven't thought about cereal since I was a kid. I hardly ever eat cereal for breakfast now. When my kids were little, we ate cereal all the time.
I feel like sugar cereal is one of my guilty pleasure snacks now.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, okay, I can do that.
Love it.
All right. So here we go. Now that I have sewn my rows together, I had an extra yellow piece, which was messing me up here. Okay, so when you're going to sew these together, what we're going to do is we're going to press, Emily, to opposite sides.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you that we're going to just press toward the light green, okay, for these. It's really going to be easy. That way your seams nest, right? We good? Okay, and now these I'm going to press towards the middle, towards the yellow.
Okay, I'm so excited, Pam. People are chiming in about the singer.
Okay, what are they thinking?
About my rescue.
Yes.
So Barbara says that singer is probably made better than many today as it is made of metal throughout.
Yes.
Scott says, I've been using a 1958 singer for piecing for years. Beautiful stitch every time. And Nancy says that it can sew through leather.
Yeah, so it's so funny that I'm thinking about this. So I took my machine at home. Okay, so let's talk. Rows, rows, rows. So I've pressed in opposite ways so my seams will nest. I took my sewing machine in this weekend, and it's a Brother machine. I've had it for 20 years, I bet. And it only sews a straight stitch. It doesn't have any kind of computer on it or anything. It only sews a straight stitch. And it is the best machine I've ever sewn on.
Isn't that?
Because it weighs probably, I don't know, 20 pounds. It's just huge.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, and our own Erica says she loves hers as well.
Yeah, so you should totally go rescue your singer. We'll have a
party.
We'll make a donation to the cause there and have you get your singer.
I love that.
Okay. So I'm just lining up my pieces, making sure they all nest together.
So this is the importance of pressing to the right direction.
Yeah, so we talked about that last week. Hey, somebody asked a question last week that we didn't get to answer, and that's the difference between what is pressing and what is ironing. So let's talk about that for 1 second while we're doing this.
Yeah.
So this is pressing, okay? When I take my little shovel iron and I'm just gonna press it down.
Okay.
Okay, you want to set the seam. So if I had my big iron here, I would just press down and set my seam.
Okay.
What you don't want to do is take your big iron and just go like this, because then it's going to stretch and pull all of those shapes that you have cut perfectly. Look how those lined up perfectly. Okay, if you press this, you're going to set the seam. If you iron it, you're going to stretch it. Iron is an act of aggression.
I've been aggressive on my blocks, Pam, and I now know the error of my ways.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that's the difference between pressing and ironing. All right. Wow. So be gentle to your fabric. It's going to stretch. It has movement. Right. Okay.
Yes.
Look at how fun these blocks are. So the great thing about this particular pattern, this is what I would call like a blank pattern. You could totally change it up for the different seasons. You could take all of the squares and make them pastel colors for Easter, and then we could use the Easter bunny, the spring medley die. You could use it for 4th of July, and you could put the stars in it. You could use it for Halloween and put pumpkins and all of those things. So this particular pattern is just great for, it's just like a blank canvas. That's one of the reasons I really liked this pattern.
Well, and you know what? There's a bundle for that.
Tell us.
There's a fabulous bundle that we have today that is part of our Spring 35.
Okay.
It's called the 4 Seasons Die Bundle.
Oh, okay. And which dies does it have in it?
So it's going to have the spring, summer, fall, and holiday medley dies.
Perfect.
So you've got all your appliques just set for the seasons ready to go.
Perfect. And again, this is just a really great blank one. So look, now I have all of my pieces sewn together. So I'm just going to give it a little press right here. Okay, I'm going to give this one a little press. Emily also is learning, because she's new to quilting, she's learning how pressing also makes your seams look straighter, right?
It does, really does.
Yeah.
But I now know not to iron. I will press.
Right.
I will be gentle from now on.
Be gentle. Be a gentle quilter. Don't forget, quilters, all of our videos live on our Facebook and YouTube pages. So if you need to go back and watch one, you can. And Emily, do you want to tell folks about our blog?
Sure, absolutely. Our blog is a fantastic resource. So we have exclusive patterns on the blog that can only be found there. We also have, it's written by our go-getters as well as AccuQuilt writers who just know everything about our products and patterns, and it's a great place to get engaged.
And right now on the blog, we have the 2 new dies, and there's some really great patterns with it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so next we want to make this block. This is square on point. So we're going to need shapes 5 and 6 from the 12-inch cube, and I have already pulled those dies out. Okay, so here's the half square triangle. Here's the square on point. Okay, and again, I measured from here to here, rough cut my fabric. I can always cut 6 layers of fabric. All right. And I'm using my Go Big today, so I can cut 2 in one pass. So let me grab my other mat.
Let's see. Oh, Marilyn has a question, Pam.
Okay, ask your question.
We're wondering, wouldn't it be quicker to use a strip die, sew the strips together, then cut into units on the strip and sew into the 9 patch?
The answer is yes. Typically it would be, except for the fact that this has the yellow in the center.
Yes.
I know, I thought about that for a hot minute. And for sure for the edge ones it would be, but for that center, because it has the yellow. So this one was actually great. If you just keep track and don't think about like cereal and sewing things, you can sew your blocks together super fast. But yeah, that's a great question. There are some videos that I've done on strip dies that show you how to do that, how you can take a light and a dark and a light strip and sew them together and turn them at 90 degrees and make one set of strips, and then a dark and a light and a dark, and turn them and make 9 patches.
That is so cool.
Yeah, that's the super fast way. Okay, so I have 2 cutting mats, I have 2 dies, I have a Go Big so I can run them together.
Ooh, and Olive is wondering, don't you want to put the applique on before you cut and sew?
Oh, okay. So if you were doing our embroidery designs with your embroidery machine, then yes, I'm going to tell you to cut a nice big piece, like, well, it's going to fit in the hoop, so usually about 8 inches. Do the embroidery design, and then, yes, cut your shapes. Okay, but today I'm just going to press mine on. But that's a great question. All right, so here we go. Slide, don't lift. And we have cut half square triangles. And we've cut squares, and I only need 8 of these. There we go. I cut extra half square triangles because I can.
Because why not with up to 6 layers
Well,
of fabric?
yeah, I was going to say do that math. It'll tell you how to do it. Okay? All right, so here we go. We're just going to do 2. Okay, white on white is my favorite. Very seldom do I cut with just white, or sew projects with just white. Okay, so we're going to lay these out. I'm going to show you how this looks, because some of you are going to say to me, Pam, this isn't going to work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put right sides together, and notice there's that little edge right there, that little white corner. I'm going to sew from here to here, and then that's a perfect 1/4 inch seam. Okay? And again, we're going to chain piece, and I'm going to do it so I don't have to think what the heck I'm doing. I'm just going to sew them. Okay? So this is what you're going to do, and we're going to do one side and then to the other. All right? And don't worry about that little piece of white because we already cut the dog ears off on the other side. All right, Emily, while I'm sewing, tell us what kind of cereal people are loving.
Absolutely. Well, this is so sweet. Missy says that we need the Shamrock for bowl cozies. Because how cute would that be to be eating your Lucky Charms out of your your Lucky Bowl Cozy?
Oh, yes. You still have time to make Shamrock bowl cozies for the St. Patrick's Day.
I love that idea.
All you Irish folk.
All right. Okay, Carrie loves oatmeal with dried fruit and nuts in the morning.
Again, so healthy. Good job.
That is always so yummy. Ooh, Fruit Loops, Brenda.
Fruit Loops, there we go.
Yes.
All right, so now I'm going to do the other side. Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, it's funny. It's like we've got two schools of thought now. We've got the healthy cereal eaters and we've got the sugar cereal eaters now in the comments. We've got Pat loves cornflakes.
So my Ray Heller, he only eats oatmeal.
Really?
Oh, oatmeal every day with like blueberries, or sometimes he puts brown sugar and peanut butter.
Yeah.
Oatmeal. Ugh, not who I am. I'm not an oatmeal fan. Oatmeal is like for oatmeal scotchy cookies.
Sure. Okay.
That is the reason I buy oatmeal.
I do love
But Ray eats it every day. Yeah, he loves it.
Love that. It's so good for you.
Yeah. I know. Oakley will eat it too, I think, if Ray is there. Okay. So now I'm going to press. I'm going to take my little iron. I'm going to press. I'm not going to iron. I'm going to press towards this green half square triangle. Look how fast we're making these blocks.
Amazing.
Okay. One day we're going to ask you, the question of the day is, what do you watch while you're sewing? Because I have to watch stuff while I sew. I can't just sew. Okay, now look. Because we cut off the dog ears, when I come to add this side, they're going to match up perfectly. Okay? That's the thing about AccuQuilt, is the fact that if you are sewing a 1/4 inch seam, your pieces are going to line up perfectly.
It's like magic.
It is like magic. It's just the best way. So think about some dies that we could use for our Spring 35. So we talked about that bundle. I was thinking about maybe the pennant die.
Absolutely.
I have one here. It has the 3 different kinds of pennants. So if you were thinking of making a shamrock for St. Patrick's Day, you could make a fun little pennant out of felt.
Super cute.
You could cut circles so they look like gold coins.
Yeah, and it's got those three different shapes of pennants. $58.49 with that promo today.
Yeah, and the pennant die is great because it fits through all of our Go cutters as well, including that Go Me. So look, here we are adding our little shapes.
Ooh, and folks are actually wondering too, where a good source of learning on how to do applique. We actually have a fantastic blog on machine applique made easy on our website. So if folks are kind of curious about how to applique those on and best practices, that's a great resource. And I believe you've also done a video or 2 on those.
We do. Every time we have an applique die, so if you go to the product page for the Shamrock die, we show you how to make this project, and then the lovely Erica shows you how to do we have an embroidery file for all of them. So it really helps to see, and keep in mind that everybody's embroidery machines are different, right? Mm-hmm. The programs you use are different. Okay.
Files are all different.
Oh, I forgot. I need one more here. Hold on. But yeah, that's a great idea. And I do love the for purchase ones because they just add a little something extra, which is kind of fun. And they're on sale because it's National Embroidery Month.
So much fun.
You know,
perfect.
It's almost March, which is National Quilting Month.
That's right, it is. Are you doing anything special to celebrate?
Yes. Well, if you live in the Omaha, Nebraska area, Lincoln area, our good friend Christina Morrow is going to be at the Quilt Studies Museum on National Quilting Day.
Oh, how fun.
Showing everybody how to, she's going to demo our cutter. give away some little go bags and stuff.
That's going to be so fun.
It'll be fun. Okay, so now look, I'm pressing those out.
Wow.
Get my little finger iron
Love
there.
dark green on white. That's such
There we
a
go.
good combo.
I know, isn't that cute? Okay, and then I'm going to do the same here. So somebody asked me the other day, do I press from the back or the front? And on this case, I'm going to press for the back so I can see where I laid that down. Okay. All right, so I'm going to sew 4 of these together so that we can just show you real quick how a block looks in our quilt. Okay. And so we're just going to sew 4 of these together. It's going to go together so quickly.
Wow.
And then we'll make our block, and then I'll show you how we lay down our little shapes.
Perfect.
So this is, again, like a really fast weekend project. You have plenty of time before St. Patrick's Day to be making this, right?
And we've got some
Hard to
great.
believe that February is almost over.
I know.
All right, Emily, what are people cereal in?
So yes, okay. Fruity Pebbles and Cheerios. Oh, Peggy likes Lucky Charms like you, Pam.
There you go.
Oh, Jennifer also agrees, Lucky Charms.
Listen, I was a changed woman when I was in New Hampshire and found that you could just buy the marshmallows.
It's amazing.
It was the whole big, I mean, that's really the only reason I eat them. It's for the marshmallows.
I love that.
Okay.
Ooh, multigrain Cheerios, says Mary.
Okay, again, so healthy,
I love that.
but that's okay.
Oh my gosh, do you remember Boo Berry?
Yeah, Blueberry, Count
Debbie
Chocolate.
loves Boo Berry.
Frankenberry.
So much fun.
I was not a fan of Blueberry. In real life, I'm not a fan of blueberries.
Really?
Only if they're in blueberry muffins with a crumbly topping.
That is one of my friends.
There is some specific things that happen here.
See, I think blueberries in dessert is just like
Blueberry
tops.
pie and
Oh,
stuff.
Absolutely.
Really?
I made a Dutch baby pancake with some warm blueberry compote a couple weekends ago on Valentine's Day weekend.
There
It
you
was
go.
so good. Well, a Dutch baby pancake is
I
basically
love
just
Dutch babies.
butter and flour. I mean, you
Right.
can't go wrong.
Right. All right, so now I'm going to press towards the 9 patch. I would think this would be so fun, like in 4th of July colors. You could do red, white, and blue for your 9 patch.
Absolutely.
And then add stars, all of our fun applique shapes. Okay, there we go. You ready?
So fun.
We're almost ready to add our applique shapes. I know.
Oh, this is so sweet. So I think Trish needed those marshmallows, the boxes. So she says Lucky Charms. She used to pick out all the marshmallows first. Mom wouldn't buy a new box until she ate the entire thing.
Oh,
Like, regular.
yeah. Ate the regular pieces besides the...
Exactly.
Listen, nobody was more excited than when they added new marshmallow flavors than I was. So
Yes.
there you go.
Yep. She was saying that was when they only had pink hearts, yellow stars, green clovers, and blue moons.
And rainbows and unicorns and stuff, don't they?
Golden rainbows
I
and
know.
the red
I
balloons.
truly only eat them on St. Patrick's Day because otherwise, holy smokes. Okay, look at this. I have all of my little pieces, my strings. Look at how cute this turned out. All right.
Oh my gosh, so precious.
All right, I'm going to cut some of my strings because they're everywhere. All right, so I'm going to give this, I would give this a really good press with my iron, okay? And then that's going to set all of those seams. And then look, so here's your shamrocks, and here are your horseshoes, okay? Now, make sure the horseshoe is facing up so the luck doesn't run out, okay? So here is a whole finished block. So just think how fast this went together, super easy to make. Follow the pattern to complete the top by alternating the blocks. Now for the border, you're gonna need the 1.5 inch strip die. You're gonna need those 3 sections of 1.5 inch strips. They finish to 1 inch. Emily, do we have a price on that 1.5 inch strip die?
We sure do. $71.49 today.
Perfect, use the code SPRING35, okay? Then you're gonna sandwich the top and the bounding and the backing. Quilt is desired. Use that 2.5-inch strip die to create binding strips, and be sure to share your finished projects with us on our social media pages. How fun is that? All right, quilters, join Erica and Lynn and I on Tuesday. It's hard to believe it's March 1st as we released our newest die to try. Register in the link below for the chance to win prizes. Don't forget that promo today, Spring 35. You're gonna take 35% off dies and bundles. Plus, if you live in the contiguous US and spend more than $100, we're gonna ship it to you free. All right, Miss Emily, would you like to announce our winner of our Go Shamrock die?
I would love to.
Okay.
Our winner today is Penny I from Olney, Maryland.
There you go. Good job. Congratulations, Penny. We're excited. All right, quilters, be sure to join us next week for AccuQuilt Live as we get ready for Mardi Gras and spring with the Go Tangled Star die. It is top 10 of my favorite dies. Make sure you register for the chance to win prizes. All right? All right, on behalf of our entire team here today, so offsite we have Morgan, who likes Fruity Pebbles, and Lauren, who likes Cheerios, and Brock is Frosted Flakes, and Justin and Joe like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And Emily, what was your favorite?
I'm gonna have to go with Rice Krispie Treats.
Rice Krispie Treats. No, it's all important. Okay, so we have some honorary members of our team today. We have Vlad and Gilmore and Nilbog and Sean. We'd like to thank everybody. We'll see you next week.